Welcome to Divine Femme TV. My name is Sarah Rose, and this is another channeled message for the Divine Feminine Collective. And not all messages will resonate with you. There are different waves of the collective that are tuning in. So if this doesn't resonate, I do welcome you to check out the playlist that I will link in the description below this video. You can check out some of those titles and see if something pops out for you. That being said, let's dive into the message. Right now, the message that's coming through is that there's going to be a sudden, unexpected shift that aligns you with a more abundant timeline. So any rejection at this time is a divine intervention. This unexpected shift could be in the area of personal relationships, romantic relationships, business partnerships, your job, how you earn income, your family dynamic, whatever it is for you, however it resonates for you, there's going to be an unexpected shift that seems to come out of the blue that's going to completely put you into a more abundant timeline. All different things to different people, so take that how it resonates. But you are moving into an era of self-trust. So this comes after a long cycle of denying your own needs and putting yourself last. So what's been coming up for a lot of Divine Feminines in the previous months prior to this recording, even though this is a timeless message, it's very timely simultaneously. So at the time of this recording, we're moving into January 2025, and for several months you most likely have been denying your own needs, putting yourself last somehow, and life perfectly aligns you with circumstances in order to reflect back exactly what you need to see. And what you needed to see was where you were still lingering in these old patterns of people pleasing, where you are still over giving and under receiving, where you are compromising your values and putting yourself last, or being loyal to a fault, not really honoring your own needs. And so even though you've up-leveled in so many of these areas, there's still this last lingering energy that needed to be illuminated, because this energy is not where you're moving into. This is not part of your new expansion era that you're moving into in 2025. And just as a general collective update, this goes for everyone. Any place that we have been lying to ourselves, any place we've been playing small, any place we've been rooted in fear-based consciousness, or any place that we're compromising our values, all of that is going to bubble up for people. And humanity is at a place where we're just not able to put our head in the sand anymore. You're not going to be able to brush any of this under the rug. And if you are listening to this, then you are leading this paradigm, and you're moving into a whole new timeline where you lead from love, you lead from heart-centered consciousness, you lead from embodying your divinity, from being a fully free and sovereign being, embodying your Empress energy, I like to call it, your divine feminine essence, and knowing your worth. And so this shift comes after a long period of denying your own needs and having this be illuminated. Wherever you have been self-abandoning or denying your own needs, this has been made crystal clear. And as you begin to take your personal power back and really reclaim your sovereignty, boom, there's going to be a shift that comes in that completely changes your trajectory and puts you on a whole new abundant timeline. And the thing that you gained that's most valuable from this last season, where you really had to see where you were still sabotaging your own needs, and where you were putting yourself last, or where you were self-sacrificing or overgiving or people pleasing or whatever. The thing that you've gained as this last lingering energy fizzles out of your energetic field is you've gained a level of unwavering self-trust. You fully can trust now the innate body wisdom and your heart's compass. Like, before, you were making justifications or excuses around what it is that you felt. Your heart compass, your soul, your intuition has been speaking to you for months, most likely, very loudly prior to landing on this recording, where intuitively and innately you already knew, you already sensed, you already felt that you were compromising some area. You were selling yourself short somewhere. You were playing small somewhere. You were out of alignment somewhere, and it became excruciatingly obvious to you, because this is not energy that you're going to be able to take with you moving forward into 2025. You're moving into a whole new level of self-leadership as a divine, sovereign being and a free soul, free from this 3D matrix, free from the old world structures that are rooted in fear. And so this had to be illuminated. And now you're able to trust yourself. Now you're able to really tap into what you're feeling in your body, your wisdom, and know if something is right for you or not, if it's in alignment or not, if it's off or not, like, and you don't have to second guess it anymore. It's like, yeah, it's off. You don't need to justify it. You don't need to make excuses for it. You don't need to explain why you're not vibing with it. Or you don't need to try to sell yourself something. Like, it's just, no, this isn't resonating. That's it. Like, it's like, thank you and next. Like, you don't need to simmer in it. You don't need to wallow in it. You don't need to figure it out. It's just like, nope, this is not resonating. And you call in something else. You gain the wisdom, because every situation is serving us. There's always a lesson. There's always a spiritual nugget of wisdom in everything, because we're creating our reality. So nothing is happening to us on accident. And so you glean the wisdom and you move on. And each and every single time you regain and reclaim another layer of your sovereign power and your divinity. So moving forward, you are fully embodying your divine truth. And if it's not resonating with your truth, it's out. And it doesn't matter what the mind has to say about it anymore. The logical mind can come in and say, but what about this? But what about that? Or come in with some kind of fear-based explanation or justification around it or something like that, to try to keep you trapped in some form of a comfort zone. And you're just like, I'm good with being uncomfortable. I'm good with being in the unknown. I'm good with not knowing what's next, because I know I'm divinely guided and supported and protected. And when I choose me, life chooses me. When I choose truth, life reflects my truth. When I choose to love myself, life reflects back divine love. So this is about fully coming into your inner union, right? And fully embodying your divine, not only feminine, but masculine energy. Trusting in your intuition, but also being able to take that sacred action on it. And so you're good. If something's not in alignment, you're not attached to it. You don't need it in your life. You're good. And this isn't from a place of repelling things or pushing things away. This is just you becoming a magnetic match and resonating with the frequency of your divine essence, and trusting that that's going to call in everything that you need and or could ever want or desire. And you don't have to figure it out. You don't have to try to plan it or have to see it 3 moves ahead. Like, you just trust, and you trust your inner guidance system, and you trust your heart and your intuition and your body, which is speaking to you. You know, you trust, you can feel. And if something's off, something's off. And if something's in alignment, it's in alignment, and you know. It's not something that you can even put your finger on. And it's not something that makes logical sense, because you will make what appears to be the craziest, most illogical decisions when other people, are objectively looking at you, especially people that are still rooted in 3D reality, fear-based consciousness. They're not going to understand it. This is completely backwards from everything you've ever been conditioned to believe about yourself or believe about reality. You're going to appear to be making the most illogical, irrational, naive decisions, because you trust and you have faith, and you know you're in alignment with your highest and greatest good, and you're being guided and protected, and you know it, and you don't have to explain how you know it. You just trust it, and you just know it. When you know, you know. When you know, you know. And all you can do is walk around with a smile on your face, because you're in such deep gratitude for everything that's reflecting back to you. Not only the blessings, but also the lessons. And you are taking it all in, and you are alchemizing the shit out of anything that's handed to you that is not in your highest good. You are alchemizing it and turning it into gold. And that's exactly what's happening right now as you shift into a whole new abundant timeline. You are taking what has been illuminated the past weeks or months or year, and you are finally seeing it for what it is, and you're like, enough is enough, and you're coming home to yourself, and you're trusting yourself. And the moment you begin to take back your personal power, boom, a shift comes in that changes everything. So this is the message that's coming through. If you're listening to this and you're still with me, this applies to everyone. Life is coming in and shining a light and illuminating all of the BS, all of the fear-based programming, all of the manipulation, all of the places we've been living from distorted fear-based energy, as we shift collectively into unity consciousness. And everybody's at a different phase of the journey. And not everyone is on the ascension timeline in this incarnation, which is also something to understand, which we will save for another recording. But if you're listening to this, you're on the ascension timeline, and you are leading this shift. And this is very, very relevant for you then. Life is going to come in and continue to illuminate any place you're lying to yourself or living from fear and not in alignment with your authentic truth. So you can't run and you can't hide, because you can't hide from life, because you are life. So any place that you think you're going to be able to ignore or brush under the rug, it's over. You can't stick your head in the sand moving forward. The energies are not going to allow it. Your soul is not going to allow it. You wouldn't be listening to this right now if that were not the case. So there is no wrong or right way to this, but what's coming through is a suggestion that if you're willing to do the inner alchemy and you're willing to illuminate it all and shine a light on the shadow, then you no longer have to run from them, and you can just be free. And you can just step into your next, era of living your embodied divinity. And so if you're listening to this and you're still stuck in patterns that are not serving you, and you're seeing that reflected back to you in the form of relationships, partnerships, both personal and professional, or your career, or whatever, places where you are giving your power away, settling for less, falling into codependency, people-pleasing, overgiving, self-sacrificing, being loyal to a fault, putting yourself last, settling for crumbs, not in alignment with your authentic truth, doing things that don't light you up instead of following your heart, hiding from your calling, hiding from your magic, hiding from your gift, procrastination, analysis paralysis, making sabotaging excuses and justifications for why things are happening the way it's happening instead of taking control of co-creating your reality. Whatever it is for you, if this is happening in your experience right now, if you're not living a life that's rooted in authenticity, truth, abundance, prosperity, fun, freedom, flow, playfulness, self-acceptance, then there's something that needs to be illuminated. There's inner alchemy that needs to be done. This is the path of self-mastery. This is the path of fully embodying your divinity. So it's one thing to realize that you are life itself. But once you have this self-realization, what happens after that is a deep purification so that you can fully embody your divinity and actualize your highest timeline in this lifetime. And if you're resonating with this, you're going to be called, if not already, to service in some way, because as you realize your divinity and the light and love within, this wants to be expressed through you. And you will be called to express your truth in whatever way that resonates with you, in service to humanity in some way. And that can be anything. I don't even want to limit it by talking about it, because everybody is so unique and everybody is here for a reason, and that is to share their message and their gift and their medicine and their magic and be the light that they are and shine it brightly. So any place that you're dimming your light, you're not going to be able to run from it anymore. You're not going to be able to hide from it anymore. Your soul is being summoned. You are being called to move into your highest, divine, authentic expression. And to be, like I always say, the living, walking, talking, breathing example of what is possible when you choose love over fear. So if you want support on this journey, then I encourage you to check out Embody the Empress. And if you got value from this, I would love to hear from you. Please leave me a comment. If you're new here, please hit subscribe. Share this video, like it, comment. It really helps push it out to other souls that need to hear this message. So I really appreciate and love, love, love building this soul family with you here on YouTube. And yeah, I would love to hear from you. So drop a comment, and until next time, I hope this finds you well. Namaste.